Lamp thing, yeah, the lamp thing is pretty funny. Okay, C9 on defense, G2 on attack.
So we'll see what they have in store for Cloud9. Whether or not this is the full hit, G2 looking to pressure up towards Rubble and start it as C9 all set up for B here. They may start to push through if they don't hear anything right away.
Yeah.
But an explosive defensive start if they did see G2.
Exactly.
They get away with a lot here. They get so much space on this. This is a straight up free site. Okay, but C9 played to give up the site. You would imagine that the retake's decent. Vanity, Omen Flash, Nade,
They have Molly
Flash.
for post plant. Leaf had 2. I believe 1 might have just been used to clear out already as they start going in.
Both Paranoias just came out, so this is a call for C9 to move in and for G2 to hold the post plant.
Do they check? Yeah. Extra kill gets him a nade as well. That would really help. Whoa. Bro, they're hitting so many shots. C9 are hitting shots. Yeah, I mean, we said they should have a good retake because they played to leave it, and they did.
The Gecko utility to get in and save, and we saw it was Oxy and Zeppa kind of on that side of the site that goes towards tree, guarding each other as the rest of C9 cleared the other parts. So a good protocol to come in, knowing where to back each other up and how to do it. And yeah, G2 left on the outside of this one, and they had time to set up. They had time to lock in.
Nice! Yes, sir. Hey, they lost pistol. Is the game over? Game over.
Hey, it's still map 1.
It's a game over.
We have to remember for Cloud9, they were able to stave off a map 1 loss last week. Can they do it again? Oxy already feeling good, gassing everybody up. Guardian there for the squad.
Yeah, they're a lot of death.
Looks like they will play a 1-2-2, not looking to pressure any of this forward.
Double smokes go in. We got a kill set up with the mollies here.
Classics towards the B side. If they waste or they meet the utility here on the B side, they could pull back and maybe open
Oh
the door
my.
towards C, but
He got
Vanity's already
absolutely
ready to
melted.
throw the paranoia if needed B. But as you see that, it was a roadblock towards this B side. There's still that pivot towards the C side, but not through the door, so Vanity could get caught here. Throws a paranoia, looks to fall back, and manages to come back unscathed. Still under heavy pressure, and there's moves finally on the rotate until Vanity decides to call to stay in put because he's not getting pressured anymore. They cut noise for G2.
That was big info too. He had at least 2 or 3 footsteps, and then getting the confirmation that is Leaf and the squad there. Pushing back as Zeppa so to not get taken out by Rubble, and they'll play more of a retake on this once again. G2 did a nice job finding the soft site, figuring out where they might get the less numbers of C9, and we're going to go through tree.
This is nice though. Trent's at least getting pretty close to his ult. With a plant and a death, he's one away.
Making him think here that C9.
Yeah.
They had to put a lot of players towards this B side so they could farm these orbs up for Trent as well. Past halfway mark on the Nightfall.
Is he going to be able to get a plant?
Down, this is actually pretty good for them to continue on into the
Oh,
next round.
that'll maybe do it.
All around here towards that site. C9's weapon's too strong, so Trent's going to stay behind. Can't get that plant down. Picks up a Guardian, though. But he just got flanked.
Wait, where the hell is his bullets going, though?
But at least they have the information. There's 10 seconds left, and you'll still see C9 closing in and converting that pistol.
Alright, they were allowed to death, they got 2. It's not too bad for the bonus.
Back up off the floor.
I mean, that was the spectre.
These around to.
Well, I mean, dude, that's not even the aim, bro. The crosshair is on his head.
Knowledge from Moose there to just get a few pre-fires in too. Both of them nailing Icy on the way in.
And that's Ray's got 1-2 punch trying to get in there. One in the stomach, then the backflip.
That's what you have to do to Icy right now, right? They said you have to shut down the other duelist. Icy's trying to be on the front line of this and get G2 into the site so everybody else can crash in. You take Icy out like that each time, and they're forced to just contact the round and, like we saw, get to A with not real any information on the map. All right. Towards Rubble once again here now that we have a bonus round for C9.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on Trent in terms of getting his ult.
Good utility.
One away.
There's
an ult here.
They insert somebody here because it's
they see them pinging it.
Right? Or do they,
heavy pinging on this one.
Start messing with a bit of the util.
Well, the utils there first,
I like this though. There's a lot of util just to make sure that he can pick up his orb and then they can go back and still take control.
As the Leap is walking up towards the staircase, they don't even need that Nightfall to start. Only Zeppa stuck inside that A site. Vanity.
Oh, that is a massive duel. He gets a gun upgrade that forces them to go into Oxy. Yeah, now they have to go back into Zeppa, who just repositioned here.
There's that haunt to move.
Oh my god, I got double dink.
But no kill coming through. At least Vanity and Oxy are there to trade it off, and it leaves it down to a 1 versus 1. Phantom upgrade. Trent on that plant. Boombot coming in to clear up towards the left side. Giving a chance here for Oxy to clear up the space and gain that space. And after that, Boombot connects. Knows that Trent's in the back sight. There's that C's that's going to catch him for a bit. Still not waiting for this tap. So for Trent, he's thinking that Oxy's flanking behind. But Oxy has a correct read. There's a side step back by her.
Hey, Oxy was chill with it. Just waving to him. A great start, man.
Everybody going down on that, so we already know it's going to be a tough buy coming in here for G2. C9
Kids' stats are unreal. They really are.
Look at the way G2 is playing the game as we go back through the replay. You look at C9 and they don't have the fade. They don't have a sky. So G2 is doing a lot of these walk-up strategies. You're not going to catch a bird. Most you're going to catch is a dizzy, and you shoot the dizzy out. And that's actually a waste by the Gecko because you're going to need that maybe for retake.
Nice. Come on, are you nervous? Let's go, babe.
So yeah, I like the way G2's playing. It's the post plant that's really where they're suffering here. They don't have to do too much to take control of all this space. They're not having to avoid util.
Got some Guardians out. Chance for C9 to get a lot of money. Good news is as well, they took Trent's ult away from them.
A bit to throw C9 off, because once C9 has this util to retake the site, it just becomes too much. And back towards A, the walk up, right?
Walk up that was spotted by Moose, though, right? The jump spot came.
Feels like they're fine to just give him a lot of map control in these,
every
though.
time they open this door, that big piece of util to flash towards that side is already used by Valid inside tree. At least they take control of that. They satchel in for G2.
Yeah, they use so much
just looking for
util.
this plant on this mixed bind that they have.
Yeah, let's check out what the retake's like again. We got Omen Flash, Raise Nade, all the Gecko util. Oh,
Too much
guys.
hesitation going through there.
Yeah, we're changing our plant spot like 3 times.
Plant, and now it got caught off, and that spike is down. Icy's trying to answer back with whatever he can. Only a sheriff in his hands. Paranoid coming in from Vanity. The satchel towards the air.
Oh my god, what is his movement?
And there's only Trent left. And that should have been an easy
Dude, what is his movement there? How are you meant to kill someone when they're doing that? The sidestep crouch, just repeat 10 times.
C9 is feeling very comfortable on the retake here. Not really feeling like any pressure that G2
It looked like a crab or something.
G2 also, as you mentioned, being indecisive in whether they feel comfortable in a situation they've created. They get to site and they didn't even want to get the spike down because they feel like C9 is going to come in so quick with what they've been setting a precedent on before and how they've been retaking the site. So C9 just striking fear into G2 right now. Back to a gun round. Just need to take a breath, relax. I think we heard Josh RT say in a Pedro interview that the one time he did call a timeout, it was to slow the team down. He liked what they were saying. It just didn't like how fast they were playing and how quickly the game was getting out of control. So maybe slowing it down here.
I mean,
a
he
little bit
farms
is what
it.
they need. And Oxy, he's just going to start it off anyways on the first little jiggle peek.
Yeah. When you slow it down there.
That's a big second buy round.
Try to peek because you want to see
Just
the
dry contact over
paranoia
towards
for the
C.
actual hit towards the site. You're using your bodies, you're jiggle peeking, but Oxy seems to be really quick on that trigger for today's game. And that forces now G2 to once again work towards this A site. Where is that Killjoy utility is
C9
at?
don't
Left
care
wing
about
shooters.
playing A.
Prowler now coming
Especially
in
when
from
they
the
use this
attack
much
from G2,
util. They
clearing
do
the
not
whole
care.
site. So finally they'll know it's a safe plant. Out for A main. Push towards that spawn. Moose was always ready for that.
Yeah.
Gives a chance now for all
Oxy
of
has his
Cloud9
ult
be
to
all grouped up
retake.
towards heaven.
That's the second time Moose has started these retakes from that drop spot.
Yeah, it looks like
even
Vanity's just going to be
knowing that
watching
he's
this
there,
because they got to
still
make some
grabbing
kind of
it here with
play.
Oxy.
Showstopper clears out the site, so they'll know the push is coming in towards the spawn once again at the staircase. Vanity slowly moving through as the rest of the attack on
Wingman's
G2 are
gets
pushing down
off.
that staircase. There's that flank from behind as Trent and Jonah P still got 2 before they fell, leaving Icy alone. 1
Whoa.
versus 2. Nice one tap.
Oh, hold up. Why did no one get on the spike here as well? Why did no one get on the spike? Why did people swing?
Incredibly important.
Shots
Also
from
get that
Icy,
momentum
but
under the duelist to
feels
feel
like
comfortable in these
this
matches.
could
And
have
look
been
at
a
that.
little bit better.
Not even getting overhyped on it. Icy knows there's more work to do in this match right now.
If you're looking for
Maybe this series
positives for
versus
C9, even though they should have won this round,
And it starts
it was a great shot though, I'll give them that.
Beautiful 3K to hit it.
One person survives.
And A has worked. Where else
One
have they
person
gone?
survives and
They
4
have
people have to
walked up
rebuy
to A.
armor and
They've
they
been
have a
figuring out
potential
the
to reset the
post plant
money.
to A. Now they lock one in.
Yeah.
He's feeling the pressure.
Yeah,
He
and he
knows
must
how
be
much
wondering what
A
the
has
hell's going
taken
on
a
after
hit
that
here,
one.
and
I don't blame
where's
him.
G2 going? They can go to A, but now they flex towards somewhere else on the map, and C9 is going to be less ready than before, thinking this A is what is favored, and that's what G2 is going to hit, and they may be very right. Playing a little slower.
Yeah, it could have definitely been better.
G2 just waiting out
JPEG
from
John,
util, and
thank you,
again,
mate.
we mentioned it before, they're not going to get a Trailblazer or a Guiding Light, so it's jump peaks. Last time they saw Moose, still decided to push. They're waiting for the jump peaks, waiting for the looks.
And
Towards the
after
other side
that,
of the map
C9
now, and
actually
they're
want
gonna
to
get
fight
the
over
rotation.
towards A
Moose
site.
actually slows it down in Waterfall.
What was it? It was
and he doesn't go all the way
3v5
through
with a
the
Razor into
Yeah.
it.
Trying to stay in range of that turret, so they could try to delay it. That's the name of the game right now for Moose.
Okay,
and for
early
Rooney
info
towards his
with the
BC side.
turret,
That's how Han gets
and
thrown
it
by
looks
G2
like they
towards
know
C.
that.
And
The
that turret
early
gets broken. You
turret
start
means
seeing
that
the
there's
players
no one on
pivot a little
site.
bit across here towards
You know,
the
they're
C
always
side.
taking some kind of
Here's
risk,
a
and they'll
showstopper
take
coming
this.
out
They'll
from
take the hit.
IC. They're just gonna
Interesting
wait
thing
it
is
out here
Leaf
to play that
is gonna
retake. They
have ult.
also a
But how long
lockdown
does
for
he
G2
wait?
to delay
Because
even more. So
you can just
have
wait
to
like
keep them
what,
alive
10
during
seconds,
this
put the
post
ult down, and it's a done round.
Here comes Thrash.
And then that lockdown immediately gets put down on the attack, though, so that's not going to give too much information for C9. No
They're going fast, not a
lockdown
chance,
either,
bro.
and looks like C9
Yeah, not a
looking to
chance
flood
C9
through.
can win this. They
Finally
forced
gets
this pretty
broken. They've
heavy.
lost players in the
Yeah,
process.
they're heavy
The full
focused
roster
on
still alive
making
for
sure, was
G2
it
in
nade on
post
this
fight.
one?
You
But
definitely know now for Moose and for Rooney, they're going to give this up and try to save these weapons for the next round.
I think
A
this is
nice
always going to
clean
happen.
take for
G2 just had the
Yeah.
best ults, really.
Using
Ult to
these
get
ults
over
to
towards
keep
site,
that
ult
C
to win
side
after
holding in
plant.
this post plan.
Beautiful macro overall the last few rounds. Training C9 that A was the favorite. G2 get a free sight on C, locking in the ults too. And C9, a little discombobulated on the retake, thinking Thrash saw more than it did. And the main focus became the lockdown too much. Running into the site, nade out. No one was really ready for the corners. Again, thinking Thrash had cleared. So C9 can still get caught in the chaos. You see that G2 can make it happen here as they manifest a few rounds for themselves with that pressure towards A and then C. Yeah, just that placement. Normal clear spot, but the focus became so much the lockdown to think they could route G2 there. So we're going to look for C9 to be calling a timeout on this one as G2 have found a way kind of around the defense, what C9's doing, playing this hard retake. So how does C9 come back from it? Maybe they start more extremities. Oxyguan on Mound one time, got that really quick kill over onto Leaf as they started the round. The extremities have been given here to G2, so maybe C9 start to get in their face a little bit more.
Yeah, Noxia has found a little bit of success here on how he was playing aggressive on that mound too.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they're going to fight
no
a bit
fights
heavier
we've seen throughout
instead
this
of playing
beginning of the
retake
round,
on
but
some of
the
these.
rounds that you have
I think it's
start
okay
things
to
off
play
with
retake
Cloud9
over
is a
towards
great
A. I
start
feel like they
now
just
on
messed
map
up a
like
little bit.
Lotus. You'll give a chance
Now
for
they
both
just go
teams
for a more
to
obvious, like,
continue to work
aggro
some
over towards
objectives
A.
here. You have Rooney and Moose one away from their ults, while you also have, once again, Trent with a Nightfall, one away from that one. And the last time they were one away, they went fairly quick here towards this A side to take control of Rubble that hasn't been contested yet to try to get that orb up. You see, there's a change of pace, though, for C9. There's 3 players out there, nobody on C.
They actually think it's going towards A again. This is the KJ setup. You have the turret by door, so it could look left side. A few bits of utility in B, but this allows Killjoy to now rotate over towards the right side stairs a little bit more and keep that turret, that B focus, alive. So it's not an extremity
goes
play. It's
in.
just to lean towards the
Boom
side
bot
of the
to
map
see if anyone's
where they
crossed.
think G2 is going to go. And now G2 start to get a little leaf lurk on. And see if C9
Yeah, and it looks like they're
will
expecting
venture
something a
across the
little
map.
bit heavier over towards this area. C9,
Phelan's
heavier
also
fight
in
over
trench
towards A,
just
same
on
thing over
once. They
towards
could
C,
go
but
for
we got
Nightfall
no
right in the tree
info
and through
here.
A here as they
They
pan this
They
round down,
really
second
only
by
go
second.
C or something when they have ults.
Waiting to get
What
those
is
movements out of
this?
C9. I think waiting the previous round before gives G2 a good idea that it will make C9 move. They will absolutely.
I mean, it
choose
goes
a
quiet
side,
for what?
and G2 is gonna get
35
that
seconds,
result
40 seconds
again
really.
just
It's
by
been
waiting
quiet the
the
whole
round out.
time from the
What a great
attack.
call there by Valorant.
And they
Just
gambled
cut
and
noise
left
for
C
that whole
open.
minute mark. Pulling that wall up. This is going to be a free orb, but as they see nobody contesting him, this could just be a walk contact, but instead, there's that tap. Nightfall is up. With that orb being picked up, there's an audible call by Vanity that he hears something. He has to delay a little bit
and
more.
they just
so that
fade
his
out
teammates
sight.
can rotate back from the C side, so they gambled that it was a walk in towards C.
Well,
They
it's a
read
free sight.
incorrectly, forced now to play the retake once again towards
30
this A site.
seconds left. Spike planted.
Bit of killjoy.
Forward a bit in
Oh,
the
yeah,
stairs.
Leaf.
Moose reads
Leaf's
it.
too busy
Leaf
looking
is
for
really
like an
playing that
alarm bot
side
on the
beat.
floor or
They're
something,
going
I
in 5 before
guess, and he
retake.
does not see the guy on the
Here, this
screen.
aggressive push that's been going out towards that staircase consistently, and Jonah P gets that pick onto Vanity. But there's more players to try to help out. First off, defending the lockdown first. Nice little satchel there from Moxie to move forward to get that pick on Jonah P, but he gets caught by Icy as he was reloading, looking for that second one on top of the staircase. A tap
The
onto
giant
spike from
jewel
Zeppa.
again
Snake bites
for
going towards the
Icy.
tree, but the crossfire has still been set up, doubled up here towards that tree side. But it is going to be C9 land up the scoreboard for
And
Bidden,
time's
so it's
too
a
far gone
1
now.
versus 1 until there's no time left. Valen holds it tight, plays the time,
Bro,
and plays
C9
the
are
off
playing
angle to
so
win that round
gambly.
against Moose.
Some scrappy
They're just out
rounds are
here
really going to start
gambling all the
affecting
time,
economy,
and
we'll
I
see as it
guess
comes
it's
through
because
more, later in
Fades,
this half. But
Fade'll,
what an incredible
you're gonna get
round by
info
round
anyway,
here
they
from
don't want to get
Valen
hit
to
by
bring
it.
3 back into the
So they
favor
want
of
to stack
G2.
sites heavier.
From the slow
This will be
play to
interesting, because
C1
do they
round,
gamble
the
now
slow
when we
play
got
this
no
round,
ults to help
making
enter site?
C9 think it was going to be C again, but it's the post plant. That's
Could
still
just
where we
literally
have
be
some
an alt
questions.
read at the
Yeah,
moment.
G2 won the post plant, but it is coming down to the wire on these. The LMS from both sides, and it is coming up on Valen that time though. So they keep the momentum. It was Trent's ultimate that helped them get in there, but only 3.
Yeah, it looks like it's just a read that they have of like Fatal or Razor.
As they start to look for chip damage here from C9, knowing that they probably won't give too much more. These jump peaks are all C9 has to really get info on where G2 is going to be. So G2 is going to take a little bit of an opportunity and spray everything on those edges. Let's see if Oxy Sheriff can get some work here. Playing first contact. They do have mound control from Rooney, but G2 is just rinse and repeat with this strategy. They can get so close. They're at the front door by the time they execute.
You're trying to do some 50 pop damage here with the Sheriff and Zeppa falling behind with the Stinger. Leaf moving forward with the Odin.
Yeah, that'll do
Put
it.
out from Moxie, and that's an easy
Guy
kill.
over towards
Now
trees,
Paranoia pushing
getting
forward, nice
overwhelmed.
DP moving in from Valen to get that pick, and that stack coming in from
Not
the
sure they
C-side
need a
side,
pause,
C9
but I would
side
hope
rather.
to see something different
Gets
from
fully
C9
denied.
after.
Just from that
They
simple
must have an
walk-up
aggro
contact
A,
play by
right? Or a
G2.
punish over towards A?
That's Pit. I don't even know
Would
if
be
it's
the
needed
most
this
obvious
round.
call.
5v2. They should be able to lock this in, and mostly saves here from Moose and Rooney. And C9 are
Leaf,
with
yeah,
this
he's been watching
composition, having a lot of trouble reading
been
the
watching
first
the
bit of
Liquid
info on the
Fnatic
map.
game.
Not sure what they can do to even
Triple Odins.
start getting that info. They don't have the C's nade to really throw G2 off. Again, they can't guiding light.
They
or
paused
trailblazer
already? Yeah,
things,
that's why
and
I-
if
that's
they
why I said,
dizzy, it's gotta be
the
able to be
Vanity
a
can just
returnable
call it.
dizzy, right? A way that it can bounce back to Zeppa so you can reuse it.
It'd be rarely.
It's been a
It should be
game of
fairly
retakes.
obvious that they're just getting this for
Yeah,
free,
tough for
right?
C9
All of
here.
this is free.
After those first few rounds, and G2 has figured out the way they can just continuously put pressure on the map without having to care about utility.
Yeah. With G2 tying up the game, you definitely could see here that they're definitely not nervous.
No.
In
Okay,
this game
move.
head-to-head. Nice damage being done by
Great
Moose.
damage there.
Dying with the Guardian in hand, that's not 2-man 2. He could have a pretty
Solo
okay
Gecko.
buy in the next round.
It's hard to. I think it's hard to make it work, to be honest.
And yeah, just modeled here.
Feels like
based
it
on the
combos
distance
so
from the
well
edge.
with other stuff.
A quick kill by Leaf as they creep up.
I don't think you get the full.
And this is going to be tough.
Let me get the full amount out of the
G2
Gecko when it's
feels
just
like they are
solo.
in by the way they're playing, it looks and feels like they're in full control of the map. It's hard to
Okay,
stop
full
C1
passing
does
over
that, but
towards A,
maybe
and yeah.
C9 switch it up.
Vanity makes the call. They're
We have
taking
the
way
A.
too much map control. We need to go
Maybe
aggro.
You're
Problem is
right,
they know
though.
they have an Odin,
They
so
have
they
full
got to be
control of the map
careful
because
going into
C9's
this
not really
line.
contesting
Although
it.
it's getting spammed,
At
but they
this
should be
point,
worried
they're
about
holding
it.
at the beginning with this type of utility towards
Okay,
Rebel, but what
G2 realize they're
happens
doing
when you
fast
don't, or you're
A,
not able to
and they
find
are going
information right
to
now,
send
you're
it
pulling back into sites,
insta
not pushing
reaction
towards
over
the other
towards
extremity when
C.
You're not seeing that pressure. And now there's that first sign of contention towards the
And
front
do they
C
just
side,
insta-
and that's
do they just
Moose
send
coming
it?
into contact, forced to fall back for a bit, but still has the alarm bot
Oh.
pretty much.
But I still like the amount, like
here that we know
G2
that
takes
Zelt's
so
is
much map
put-
control
Imagine
early.
a re-hit A.
It's pretty much
I
C
wouldn't be
or
surprised.
Could
A.
it ever happen? Well, they actually have Vanity inserted this time.
This is the
Not
big one though,
something
right?
we have
Alarm bot
actually seen
deep.
C9 be able to do in any of these
They kind of
rounds since
realize
they've
that
been
this
playing a
question mark
retake
is
focus.
fake.
And they have to get a few of these guns out of the G2
And
hands. The economy's
At one
building,
point, you might even
Vault
see
economy
one
as
of them
well,
leave.
and G2's map read
I would imagine
here is
Viper
just
leaves at
too
one point
good.
here.
You have a Prowler to work with too.
This is interesting because no one plays close rubble with this jump spot that we're doing on A. So I don't think they're going to expect this guy here.
The Paranoia comes out, but no shots come through. No trigger visibility come out. You're trying to play the hero play alone from rubble after that flash. Because that Viper wall comes up and you have no help at all.
That wasn't,
And that's
nope, that
site
wasn't
was
great.
open towards this B site now because G2 broke that door and
I'm
pivoted
surprised he
over
even
while
omen
C9
flash, but
was
I get
rotating
it.
towards this A site. They managed to come back on time now for Cloud9. Nice paint shells at the feet of Valen.
Oh.
Plant coming down, but
Whoa.
pushing forward.
Man,
Another
poor
ball
Trent.
flicking over
Where,
towards that left side.
where are the people
Against
meant to be
Sinai
watching
here
his
by
back?
Once again, Icy taking the upper
Do
hand.
they Vipro for
against
Vipro?
Oxy, and the pick comes down for G2 on the post plant.
The 3v3.
Yeah, Molly's already going in.
The lineup
Leaf,
too.
Molly
You
onto
see it from that
Spike.
front B side, out from Leaf. Lands right onto that spike. And that's going to delay even further. Giving a chance here for Leaf to move with the rest of his teammates. Even to go for the pinch in case his teammates fell down on that baby door. But everybody's being decayed so far inside that pick. Going to be
Hey, nicely
very
done from
difficult for the
G2.
Fuse. And G2,
Yeah,
they
Vanity's
take the
going to be
lead
kicking
now on
himself
the
for
map
that
of
one.
Lotus.
In a streak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clearly having the answer to what they need to do and what C9's trying to put into action to defend G2 strategies. A little bit of a push up here. We see at round 9, the first round, G2 go B, and it's through baby door. Really didn't even have too much of the front lurk on that one that needed to be used in the strategy. And just being able to understand how C9's moving on the backside of the map, and Valen is reading it so well right now. So they go back for a bit of this A play, continue the same utility in the beginning to give C9 that same
How long are
look.
we going to hold this for?
Now they do. Straight front
This is
B,
third
but where's
round
the
now.
Killjoy utility this time?
Yeah.
This is incredible.
They're low on economy this time around too for C9, so you're going with a half buy.
Yeah.
Just trying to use your rifles here or the submachine guns.
Oh,
that you
boy.
have, but Showstopper still gets
Damn,
invested.
dude, that was sick.
To Jonah B, but Icy once again is there. Counter Showstopper on
Hey,
the attack for
Icy's-
G2
Icy's
as he drops
looking
his
pretty
first
good right
teammates to
now.
plant, and he's clearing up the site here, clearing the space, gaining the space for
This
G2 towards
might be
top
some of the
that
best
B.
we've seen him look, really.
Looks like C9 wants to answer right back. Immediate flash coming out from Vanity to clear out the top of the B site. Smoke in the front, but everybody's moving in individually now. For C9. Nightfall invested for G2 on the pulse plan. It lands with 2, so they identified a third one being loose outside on that A side. Breaking that door, taking him down, and now Rooney's left alive. With the Vandal that he has, might want to save it once again. But as you were mentioning there, the first start from G2 when they conditioned so many times
Yeah.
the takes towards that A side, used a bit of util, and because of that lower buy that C9 had and they pivoted towards that A side, once
C9
again,
have lost
another
a
great
lot
call
of rounds
by
in a
Valen
row.
to instantly go back towards that B site. Where it
I'm
was
out
so
again?
weak, there was only
I don't
one
know,
player
man.
left as
I don't know if
everybody
they
else
can.
rotated to help towards that A site.
All right, where are we at? How are we doing?
Lost like every round since that
Oxy
time out.
10, or Icy, sorry, 10 and 6. Oxy 10 and
Yeah,
8.
the coach
Leaf above
stats are
that
taking a
11 and
hit.
7, so they're still getting the
Dude,
shooters in there,
his
but they've been
movement here.
quieted down over the past few rounds
Yeah, this
here
was
by
so
G2.
big.
As they start to step up again, we see Icy on the screen right now. He's still playing after the round. Getting all the APM in. All right. Back towards C with the util.
The one that goes
Different
deep
setups
over
on each
towards
one here,
here
just
in
trying
case.
to
So they
see
wanted
what
to do a
will work
late
against
punish
G2
over
and what
towards
might
A. They
catch
want them
them
to go out
for
here
a
and
bit
then
of
they
an
can have
advantage.
mollies for it. That's
Mound
well,
is
one
the
of the
play
first times that
as
G2
C9
haven't
again
instantly
go for
taken over
rebel
towards
control.
A.
This is
Dude,
one of the
G2's
times they're
calling
gonna
is
have
quite
more
nice at
info
the
than
moment.
most info, rather, and more than they've had before. But can they play off it? It seems like it's already being read slightly here by
They aren't
Trent, the
using
rest of the
Viper ult?
squad. They decide not
Yeah,
to
what is
fight
this,
could
fourth
be a
round?
push, and they're gonna go right towards Moose.
Even by deaths alone, this would
That
be
was a
halfway
call
there.
from Mimi from that timeout, finding a window of opportunity finally to push out towards A main, and they do so, but they're still having to walk through because they anticipate Leaf still on that lurk. Lockdown now being used to delay even more.
1
ground for
minute.
Moose,
They
and that's
kind of
gonna push
take this.
everybody back
Problem
here.
is they
Force these
are.
Beautiful.
Oxy getting ready. There's that
Whoa.
first headshot there. They Odin
And
is
then
down
Oxy
from Leaf.
could really
Fails to
heavy
push
bait
him
this
back,
if he
and
goes out
makes
wide.
some noise to bait that he's falling back while he
Yeah,
has
he
that
does
support
bait
from himself
this.
at close range. No util to half out. So this allows Oxy to pop off. Leading out Seppa on against
That
Jonah
is
B.
nuts,
He's able to
bro.
release
That
those
is so
trades,
hard
and
to
now
do.
Standing alone with 30 seconds left against 3 players, head-to-head, long range against Rooney. Shots are missing, forced to fall back towards C, but
30
he's
seconds
pinned with
left.
nowhere to go.
Kid is an
Who else in the
actual
full
talent.
round? After 6 straight rounds, you see a 4K from Oxy. The push up by C9 finally putting G2 into a little prison in their own spawn there for a moment.
Yeah, and Rooney
gonna
gets
wait
the
it
easiest
out.
kill of his life.
Jonah to A.
Great rotate from Rooney.
10 seconds
Read that
left.
like a book. Here's the footsteps. Hello. Goodbye. C9 with the round. Finally, after so many unanswered.
This
by
was
G2.
insane, bro.
It
ADSer.
took the move out. It took the play. They couldn't just play defense. Cloud9 had to go to play offense to get that round from the defensive side. They have been way too quiet here on this first half.
Oh my god, I genuinely
Wake up a bit
think...
there.
What is he typing
Chat
to him?
All-star, huh? Okay. All right, getting in there. Getting in there.
With the smirk at the same time. I love it.
I think,
last round
no
of
joke,
the
if he doesn't
first
get
half
one
here.
tap there, he probably one
See
taps
if
the
C9
other
do the
guy. It
same
looked
amount
like
of
it.
push and try to get
Looked like the
themselves
crosshair was
back in
going.
that advantage. Moose easily playing backside and keeping himself safe here. You can see lined up for G2 behind everybody is Leaf, still holding it down, but he's got the operator.
Do they find the alarm bot? What do they... Okay, finally, bro.
Vandal by.
5th round he's
Here,
had
look back
this.
towards that A side.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely to look back towards the early peak on that C site. Now picks up the Vandals. They work together here for G2 as they had a lot of money to work with here in this last round.
Yeah.
And getting blocked and barricaded by that Viper's Pit on that C site. And have to rework now that map on Lotus, where a couple of players are looking to once again walk contact for G2 towards that front of that B site. Oxy is there with help from Zeppa. And 1 kill will activate a showstopper from Zeppa as well. So they want to keep him up front. Misses the haunt though, hit by the paranoia. There's that thrash that's going to save here Oxy for a bit.
Yeah, good protection.
That's going to reset G2.
They head back to the right side. Familiar space for them in this first half so far, already towards tree. They don't sync it up too much, but they get themselves into position and easily.
Does he swing out a little bit?
Retake here for C9. Rudy can jump right
my
in
God.
and throw the ult down if they want, but do they have the position?
The boombot missed, but Zeppa and Trent and also Jonah P are going back and forth inside that A side. 12 seconds left on the clock. Leaf on a late lurk.
10 seconds
Plant
left.
will go down.
After
This
plant
might be the
positions are
pivotal
pretty
kill
good. If
right
Leaf
here
gets a
from
kill, he
Leaf's
gets an ult.
position
This
at the
might be the
revolving
kill.
door. Haunt being thrown here towards that back door gets
Oh,
opened
that's
up.
my bad.
But the wall came down. Miscommunication coming through. Showstopper that we talked about is now at the ready for Oxy. Popped up and looking to clear towards that back of the site.
Oh dear.
Tap on that spike, a stick on that spike, and Trent's moving around the corner. Lands that shot. It's almost getting defused. And now you're forcing him off of it. Vanity gets that pick. It's down to a 1v1. Classic left hand hand. The Trent missed the
From
first
Classic?
shot. It's that
Oh,
Trent
my.
gets the headshot too. It stays around for G2.
What is up with classics today?
5 considering the
Switching from
start.
hand here. Oh my gosh, what a round. Pulling out the classic there. I thought it was just dead to rights, but no.
I think,
plays the jiggle,
I
gets
think C9
the
got a little
right
bit right
click.
there.
Beautifully done. And we'll see this again as Zeppa picks up too quick, but G2 so well at recovering in these situations right now.
And that showstopper missing just around the corner, not clearing that spot. Such a pivotal spot there for Trent.
Yeah,
to
Imi's
win
going
that
through
round
it.
there for G2 and take the lead now in this half for G2, 7-5 so far.
4-0 to this. 5
But
in
earlier we
defense
spoke
though,
with
it's
Leaf
true.
about his mindset heading
You
into the
if you just
playoffs,
pretend
what's
that
different
it
in 2024.
it was
So let's check it
literally
out.
8 rounds in a row, and then you got the last 4, then you're
I mean, I
feeling
think
right.
compared from last year,
Sorry,
I think
7
I've
rounds in
mentally
a row.
matured a lot more, and obviously I've swapped roles. New team,
Your last
you know,
5.
different personalities
There's
and
nil.
stuff like that. But I think that the main thing is just that I learned that just calm down. Like, I think that was like my whole thing last year, is that there's times, and like you can even see it like now in some players, and sometimes they get rewarded for it, kind of like how I did last year, where they just are very antsy and they make every decision very quick. And that's good, but sometimes when the pressure's high and like maybe you're not hitting your shots and stuff like that, it's not the best. So yeah, just making sure I'm mentally in it, because I know like in terms of like individual, I'm set, but just making sure that I'm mentally strong will be like the main deciding factor.
Neil and Weber, congrats you two.
Definitely shows there on
Best
that
of
first
luck,
half of Lotus,
tomorrow
what
as
Leaf
well.
was talking
Yeah.
about too, trying to stay calm under that pressure, and even with the trash talk from Vanity asking if G2 were nervous on a great start from C9, they were able to pull it back.
Why is there no
They were out there
consistency
from
in
Trash
half
Talk.
break
They were not
across
nervous.
regions? I have no idea.
Definitely not. Shots were landing.
It's 2 minutes
Icy's also
here,
doing
it's
a
1
great
minute for
job at the same
Pacific,
time
it's
too,
no
right? Something
minutes
that,
for
you know,
EMEA.
has been under the microscope actually ever since they
Don't
did
even
that
know.
roster change here.
I
for
can't even remember
G2,
what it
and
is for actual
when he started from week
champs
1
and
to week
masters.
5,
I
there
think it's
was
2
okay
minutes.
performances here and there, but he's definitely done some great job now for G2 rather on the attack, especially that nice little satchel dodge there against Oxy's showstopper. to be able to clear out that B side. So definitely finding his groove in his match today here as G2 now take the defensive side.
And I think their slow it down
Hell, you
strategy
idiot.
they kind of instilled last week to start bringing some rounds back is something they're using here.
EMEA's the best just 'cause it
Very
goes
slow
faster,
on
probably.
their attacking side to go left and right, and
We are just out here
C9
waiting.
out of their defensive positions. But now G2 go on the defensive side. C9 get on the attack, and we'll have to see how they use
same
this
buy.
composition. Few flashes with the
Teams are
Paranoia
loving the
and the Dizzy
classics.
to be making their way into sight.
Might even
Good
say
attack
C9
side
needed a
here,
double
and they should
pistol.
have an easier time than
Really?
trying to defend with G2 just walking up into their faces on that last half. So Spike's grab.
Everything
Pretty
normal.
default setup
Early
here for
alarm
C9
bot.
to
Again, this
figure
early
out how
alarm
G2
bot
wants
is
to play the whole role of the map.
very strong.
And it might be
Because
just
a
this
lot of
8
teams used to
start us
just
off.
fake pressure here, and
Good work,
then
though, by Moose.
obviously
Let's see if he
you
can
know
get
it's
some
fake
extra
pressure.
information.
Helps a lot when you have
Very
these comps
similar
that
for
don't have
C9
like
too,
full
only 2
info as
ghosts
well.
wielded in this round with lots of util on their
Is
side.
Trent
Trying
actually
to
ready
work
for
the A
this?
side, but it's a walk contact instead. Can get the
Okay, we good. We can say the Trent is most definitely ready for this one. Fair play.
Bad spacing from C9 and
Turns
trying
out,
to go
yeah,
for that trade and
very
cost
much
him
ready.
dearly. And that's Zeppa that's going to have to recuperate that spike and work.
Okay, I'll just do
alone
it,
here
man.
as
1-1
Moose is
in
trying
terms
to
of
make a play,
pistols.
Trying to cut the rotate, playing in front of that turret. Breaks it finally, but Leaf is looking to fight it. Here's a reload, goes for that swing. Now there's Trent trying to bait out the shots. He lands that one, but that's beautifully done so that Leaf could come out to put Zeppa as the last player standing. Wingman at least to help out to get that spike down. And G2 are closing in.
I didn't know if Moose was going to get more there using the G2 Classic. If he could, like, you know, get the kills onto G2. But it didn't work. It didn't. Only one. One in trade.
Good
But
luck.
yeah, spike down. Zeppa here just trying
to
to
be the
play
best
ghost
clip
from a
ever.
high angle. And instantly found out Jonah just goes for defuse as they're going to toy with him now.
And a smoke on top of that. Nicely done here for G2, not to try to chase down that kill and just play the round.
How'd you even, what are you even meant to do?
I like how they like,
Okay,
Jonah,
pistol
one more
each.
Altor, go for it. All right, pushing towards mid, or pushing towards A here.
Bro is just getting non-stop
ridiculous
dinks.
shots. It's
Wait.
C9. We're just trying to get the last bit of the
Little
swing. and it
pause on
seems
the
like they
replay,
wanted to
I
get
saw
that
that.
kill and leave one and go to the site, but nobody committed enough to the kill. Everybody was just trying to do it on a fadeaway step that got them back into the play. Well, the play was Trent, and he stopped it in its tracks.
Yeah, they like to
Outlaw
do
coming
this
out
though.
from Leaf here to
We
play
look
safe
over at
towards that
Zeppa's
C
money,
spot.
and he has dropped
almost
Oxy a
getting
Guardian, and we
Guardian
get
buy up right
heavy
here to
armor
find
up.
a kill,
They like
but
doing
it
this.
does not, so they protect
More teams
Oxy,
are
or
like-
is he-
more
I
teams
think
are
he's in that
experimenting with
solo
this.
mode right now, where they're C9
Especially when teams are doing like the
4v5 at this point.
FPX
Oxy's gonna
buys,
be
right?
a
Everyone's
lone
trying to do
ranger
the
to get a
clean,
Or at least the
cleaner
one that's
rounds
gonna
to get
open it up
more
here.
rifles.
Players are
So
falling behind him so that they can help out with util.
lot of people
Vanity
are
has
light
that Paranoia
armor.
to work with. You
In
just heard
theory.
that Dizzy being thrown. So they're able to scale up towards the C mount. There's that
Oh,
contact towards that front
that'll
B
help.
side. Nicely done by
weird
Moose, though.
situation because guns
Weakening
down,
down
so
the
they
line
might
of
have to
defense
focus
for
on this
G2.
one.
And
Oxy,
trying to find that piece of
Hey,
util that was left
that's
behind
also a
or at
gun
least
down.
placed down on G2 side on C, and they're losing control of both extremities as both Oxy and Rooney fall.
Paranoia Dizzy.
All right, gets info there onto Leaf. Trying to find that timing, knows that Leaf only has the outlaw, but still manages to get one before he falls, and he's delayed enough for the rest here of C9 to move forward. And they push down and sweep at the last 2 kills.
not bad damage.
A lot of delay from G2. I feel like they know C9, once they're hitting a site, is just going to hit it with everything they have. A great shot to start off and start to separate the forces, but wasn't enough in the end. But yeah, I think G2 overall is doing a great job of making sure that C9 only gets the space that G2 wants them to get, if you will. Like getting into C there, they only got a slight bit of the back.
All right, no ults for a little bit. Zeppa's 2 away from
happens over here
official.
towards
They
A.
decide to go.
They
Oh, they
can
got a
take this
9-person duel.
And they're trying to with the lower buy, pushing forward towards this A entrance, and
Oh
it's
my
G2 once
God.
again with the upper hand.
Yeah.
Jonah P with the headshot after on the
Yeah, and
upgraded
I
to
think
a
this is the
weapon.
map done.
And it's not looking good. Zeppa, the last piece left behind for Cloud9. Mosh to try to clear out some space. It does hit 2 of them, force them to fall out. But G2's
The
very
giant
good.
rounds. They only get one
On the trade
upgrade though,
buddies, and
right?
Valen capitalizes on that one, and that's a great round
Did
for
it?
G2 to win in the bonus.
Incredible.
Oh, no, he
Leaf
did.
was
Got double
also
upgrade.
rotating over, so they didn't even have everybody in that.
Bucky gets
But I
brought
was
up. They're
just
going over towards B,
saying,
and there seems to be a
G2
giant
is only
timeout.
giving C9 the space G2 wants C9 to take. And right there, it's night and day in the compositions and how they work.
One
and
team
how we're
loses,
seeing
do
A
they get
control.
eliminated? Yeah,
C9
single
did
Limbra.
that maybe once or twice, and G2 just backed off. G2 does it, and they have the composition that will wombo you down, start to chip your team away, and they'll finish the round. And it's just, it played so well right now by G2 and how they approach this match, and at 10-5, what they're doing.
From 4-0 to
C9 timeout.
5-10, yeah.
Try to organize things. Emmy giving some ideas of what he's seeing, maybe what he's hearing, and what he wants to hear differently out of the squad right now. Because I think the one thing C9 is missing is the speed that they play with. They have not been able to
Why
turn it
did
up to
Omen only
11
have
right
the
now.
Sheriff? I mean, he dropped.
Seems like they were still okay to
They
fight
dropped
against
round
G2
before, so
towards
Oxy
that
could
A
have
side, though, 'cause
a Guardian.
We understood that G2 did have that lower buy. Sometimes you want to play further back towards the spawn and let them come towards you, but Lotus is not really set up to be a map to be able to do that, really. If you're losing that control towards that A
Double
mound, or,
Bucky.
sorry, towards the
Double
A
Bucky,
rubble,
Fischl.
it's hard for you to re-clear it as you're looking at that comp. They don't have that Prowler to go deep. They maybe have Snakebite to try to clear if they want to fight that, but they want it to go their weapons against G2 weapons. But definitely, again, those players on G2's camp definitely coming out to shoot today. Frag distribution being pretty even on that side of the defense. Cloud9 now after
Baydai
the
goes
timeout,
out over towards
playing
A.
now to try
Doesn't
to
spot any.
fight close quarters. Two Buckies now in the hands of Vanity and Oxy. Working in tandem
This
in front of
guy
that B site where you have a
Went to the
high-low stack
angle
from
to
G2.
see that no one pushed door. So he knows that it's fake pressure over towards A.
Central, and the paranoia
And
is a little bit too late, so Oxy falls.
yeah,
He's able to
this
find
is
that
one of
information
those.
for the team, and a
This is one of those
counter
things
paranoia.
where it's like a
Well,
Skydog or a
Stomp, C9
Prowler.
once again,
You can
they're
pretty
not
much
able
like
to
protocol
maximize
it,
the
right? You could
information that
Skydog
Oxy was able
in,
to gain
you could
with the
Prowler in, it
Satchels
would
and the
lock onto
sacrifice
someone
they
so you
did
know where
for
the
Shepard
Omen
fight.
Flash is. With this, you have to
It's
kind of
just
descend
everything.
Oxy
It
in, and
seems
then
like
you have to
C9
Omen Flash.
is getting the
So
exact
it's a lot
opposite
harder.
result G2 did.
That's why
G2
a lot
chose
of people are
B
calling
round,
this
it
like
was
Muddy,
free.
Valorant,
C9
etc.
chose B round,
Telling you, it's just
Oxy
because
goes
of
to
these
the waiting
comps.
arms of three members
Everything
almost
is so
of
much
G2.
cleaner when
And
it's
now they have to
Skydog
rotate
into
across and
this
figure out
bit of
what's the
util.
audible, what's the secondary
Other
here.
stuff is
This was
this
our
other kind
timeout
of
hit that we wanted to
meta
throw G2 off,
is a
hit the
little bit
economy.
gambly.
You know, Spike goes down here, it's going to be an amazing boon, but the lower buy makes it tough for C9, and now they're forced to do
Flash
a little
before the
more
satchel. I mean, there was
with
a
less.
they
Heading over
threw the
towards A,
dizzy.
This is going to be exactly where the graveyard of KJ utility is.
That's the thing. They created space, wasting util on B, wasting util on C, but are walking into the full util of the
They're
A site.
making
left
this one
behind
look
by Leaf.
easy right now.
And he keeps now the A site and putting G2 at 11.
Lockdown for Moose, Thrash for Zeppa, power plays available here for C9. But do they have the read to make sure that these hit as power plays? It seems like at this point G2 could make those all
Yeah, that second kill is
in
impressive.
some way, shape, or form with how they've been reading this. And absolutely incredible the way that G2 has approached the match again. I said it like 2 rounds ago, but it's just wild so far. How strong they're coming in, and a lot of these guys, a new experience. to this
One
stage
round out of
playoffs,
the
like
last
this
12.
type on the VCT stage with this pressure, so really showing up for G2.
Yeah, this is
here
one of
in
the
Map
only
1.
things. This
Lotus,
is one of the only bits
as
of
they go for
util
the
this team has to
4-1
actually
split
do
across the
like
map
flashes
here.
off of info.
On C9 side,
Boombot
Rooney's gonna
goes
try
in,
and
doesn't
play a
spot
little
anyone.
cat and mouse with whoever
We got
he can find
3
on A,
people.
as they start grabbing up all doors.
When do they
and look
decide
for
to
a
get
way to
aggro
win
and clear
round.
this?
Looks like it was a slight tempo to take control of the mound.
Bro,
but
G2
Everett's
are
cutting
all
noise
over
now,
them, chat.
making tons
All
of it.
over them.
Trying to see if Rooney could hear anybody, anything on a rotate, especially with that lockdown coming down.
And they're right there.
Rooney's still waiting. And there's that util to counter out from G2. Very well done, but they still have the Thrash to work with.
They're ready the whole time. Just
hold up.
set up
Oh,
at
the gun's
C.
sticking out. Doesn't matter about the alarm bot. So all that to know that there was a lot of util on that C side, allowing Rooney to engage a little bit more, but catching Valen off guard.
Oh. All right, Leaf isn't in tree. They can clear this together. Rest of C9's here. Or G2's here, rather. Can C9 take the site?
Again, it's
Oh, I love the
double
pivot
pump.
back here. The pivot back here is pretty nice. Yeah, still got 30 seconds on this one, so guy doesn't have to commit. Gotta keep an eye on Moose. Moose is going for the flank over towards C.
Allowing here, cutting noise, killing time for Moose to be able to fight behind whenever he can. Here's the
Double?
reload, and Jonah P was ready for that. Turned around, but was still caught in a reload in the end. That may be difficult now for G2 to retake this site.
Keeper. Relax yourself.
Icy has to focus now on two different angles as his teammates are falling down here towards B. Nice little pick by Trent towards that top, but it gets traded out now.
It was a solid round, and it all just happened because of this box. You got to be careful with these boxes. There's a lot of boxes like this. I talk about this a good amount when I see it. Right, so these boxes, if you're in this angle and this is the box here, right? You got to make sure that you don't look out like this. You look out like this, you're gonna get seen. So a lot of times you need to kind of just be looking straight forward, and you can never fully look. It's like when people say that someone walks by you and you're at this angle. It's why sometimes you'll see pro players won't follow them with their Cossacks. It's like if they look to the left, the people coming behind in terms of the numbers, they can spot it out. Yeah, you got to be careful of this boss. There's so many. Icebox is one of them as well. There's a lot of them. Pearl had all these.
G2 respond with though. They keep this utility over towards C. And Icy says goodbye. Moves.
Was his gun seen? Yeah, his gun was seen.
As soon as that turret went
He just looked to the right. I mean, he looked to his left, sorry.
Right away, running straight behind the Prowler and catching.
Dude, they might literally have to have the same thing happen again in terms of Rooney getting a kill, but he's dead, right? Yeah, I do. This map is done, chat. Map is so done.
That was a winning condition in a previous round from Rooney, and it gets picked right away. So this might now force C9 to move towards the C site where this KG utility is. Nothing is looking good here for Cloud9. Leaf is there with the Odin as well, and Zeppa once again alone.
And just had almost perfect placement on mollies too.
Yeah.
With how they were cooking and who. And Zeppa's forced to run back. And G2's here for the hit as well. They're rotating so quick. It seems like the read on the map is just allowing them to follow C9 with a UAV wherever they're going at this point. 30 seconds on this. 3 ultimates here for G2.
What I was saying, pause instead of pause. Okay, yeah. Well, I can see how that was confusing for you.
Thinking C9 might
I say pause quite a lot as well.
Rounds, they have that option as they start to head back towards A.
Zeppa has one chance here, a 1v1 against Trent to start things off, but too little too late. Window of opportunity is gone. All of G2 now grouped together in. Zeppa is going to have to come up huge. Spotted now by the Prowler. Here's the footsteps on the top of Heaven. Paranoia dodges it. Haunt as well. Smoke covers his tracks.
Look at this util.
You won't be able to do much there until he swings out in that first smoke, but all of G2 is already moving forward.
Ooh, how's he live?
Wait, he's dodging his
How's he live?
How is he alive?
Coming through finally there.
Pretty much played that some of the best you could have played it, really. It's overwhelming was insane. G2's util was great. 6 chances. I don't think this number's getting lower at all.
Can't see me.
It's been very impressive from G2.
So yeah, watch these mollies. Crazy. TP onto the molly, also the run-in. Oh. Bye-bye.
It's the everything too.
Yeah.
You saw like an attempt of a push towards B main, shut down. Rooney with the lurk, shut down towards A. And if you're looking at where those X's were at that mini-map, nobody will basically cross the line of scrimmage to try to enter the site there for C9.
It's so good, and those mollies force the other people to fight up towards
E2,
waterfall, so you're
gun
just
advantage, ult advantage.
Anybody at a higher elevation than you. Good stuff there by G2's defense. C9 backs against the wall here on a final round for the first map that G2 have just had a handle on.
That 1v3 messed him up.
For them to retake.
That icy 1v3.
Pretty aggressive in some sites. The lockdown's the furthest back, but Baby Door holds Trent's ult.
That's the hard part. Line, silver lining, or you're trying to get some hopes up here. It's for Zeppa to grab this orb and potentially a plan for a thrash, but G2 has weaponry. G2 has ult. C9 only has a stare, and nicely done. Looks like G2, they want to bring the fight now to Cloud9. Look at the bodies drop now for C9. Sliders Moose is trying to see the round for his team. 2 kills
Dude. Annihilation, by the way. It was 4-0 at one point.
Of this series of the stage 1 of playoffs.
Oh my.